Unemployment rates and a successful tax plan. Vice President Mike Pence telling our own Maria Bartiromo that voters need to remember that when they head to the polls.
We need to re-elect our Republican majorities, but we need to have more Republicans in the House and Senate. As the American people see what the president's doing, as they're enthusiastic about the president's commitment to economic growth, to a stronger military, to America standing tall in the world again and fighting for American jobs, those same Americans should know that we've only been able to do that because of partners on Capitol Hill. We'll only be able to continue to build on the momentum in this economy with more partners.
And is a strong economy enough for Republicans to fight off the blue wave that's expected to hit in November? Joining us now is former DNC National Political Director Raul Alvear and policy strategist and townhall.com columnist Erich Reimer. Guys, good morning.
Good morning, Cheryl.
So many headlines coming out of her interview, of course, with the vice president that ran yesterday. But at the same time, Raul, I have to ask you about this blue wave coming in November. You've already got Chuck Schumer. He came out after the GDP report on Friday and said, oh, this only benefits the rich and big companies. Nancy Pelosi is saying if we get the House back in November, we're going to roll back the tax cuts. I mean, Raul, is this the right strategy, do you think, for them to win the House back in November, as they so hope they will?
Look, I think that there's a lot of stuff that's going to be weighing in on the midterm elections. The economy definitely is one. But what we have to remember here and what we have to look at is that wages are stagnant in this country and people are not getting an honest pay for an honest day's work. So we are going to talk about the economy. We are going to talk about...
I'm sorry, but do you think that's true, considering that we've got wages that are going up every month and you've got record low unemployment? Is that still the right verbiage to use when it comes to American workers?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's good that people are working. Again, we want people to be working, but Democrats are going to talk about the wages that we need to get for these American workers to get paid what they need to get paid. We also will make sure that we are adding more jobs to the economy, and I think there's a number of things. Look, the tariffs that are being imposed by this president are going to hinder also the economic growth too. So that will also take effect as we keep moving forward towards the midterms.
And we'll need to get more data on that. Certainly that's going to be the next quarter of GDP where we may see the effects of the tariffs. That is true. But at the same time, Eric, if you listen to what the vice president said about GDP, and that's the same thing that we're talking about here, listen to what he told Maria about GDP and where it's going to be going in the future.
See in the second quarter 4.1% growth. Exports growing dramatically. That added to the reality of 3.7 million new jobs created since Election Day 2016. I couldn't be more proud to serve alongside a president who's been working every day to keep the promise he made to the American people, to roll back red tape, to cut taxes, unleash American energy. And I think this 4.1% quarter and a year that's on track for more than 3% growth is a testament to the president's leadership and his vision for this economy.
You know what, Eric? James Carville said it best years ago. It's the economy, stupid. Is that what's going to keep the House Republican controlled in November?
I mean, I think the data definitely shows that Americans vote with their pocketbooks, and certainly 4.1% GDP growth, the highest in well over a decade, combined with record low unemployment, historically high business and consumer optimism, situations where employers are desperate for workers in a situation that stands in stark contrast to how the economy was just 5 years ago or more. And I think in the end, we see how these benefits are not just helping businesses, but helping Americans of every background. We see it in their IRA accounts, in the stock market, in general employment. And I think in the end, even though there's a lot of polarization.
There is. There's a lot of arguments. That's true. I want to get to one more topic with both of you. I don't have a lot of time, but Raul, I want to start with you on the issue of immigration. Our reporter out of Washington just saying that this is going to be a big push for the president. Immigration is one of the things that got him elected to the presidency in 2016. Is that something the Democrats are willing to fight about this close to the midterms?
Look, I think it's an issue that we need to talk about. The border wall that he talks about, on both sides, people said they don't want to do this because who's going to pay for this? And I think the costs. And so we're gonna see how that translates.
And we'll see if it's an issue for the Democrats. On the Republican side, though, Eric, is immigration and the potential of a government shutdown the right move for the president as we get close to November?
I mean, I think we've definitely seen how Republican voters very much want solutions to immigration as well as American voters in general. I mean, I think it's really tough to find a consensus on it, but I think there are possible ways to rally the GOP around it and to also find solutions that help Americans in general, securing the border, et cetera. And so I think there's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, possibilities, and it's going to be a lot of fun come November, no matter what. Raul, Eric, guys, thank you for being here. It's great to have you both here. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for having
Thanks
me.
so much.
Coming up, Americans beginning to see higher prices on everything from recreational vehicles, soda, and beer. How will that